Billy Godalman's century halts Lancashire's progress. Lancashire look all but certain to be promoted to Division 1 at the end of the season, but if they're going to do it as champions, there's still work to be completed as Derbyshire come to Old Trafford. A contested toss would see the visitors put their hosts into the field, as Billy Godalman and Lewis Rees look to set a platform for Derbyshire. They'd make a good start to proceedings, the opening pair putting on more than 50 runs before the first wicket fell. That would go to Glenn Maxwell, the spin of the Australian providing the breakthrough, Rees caught by Villas to depart for 20. Godalman and Madsen stuck together, the captain bringing up his half-century as Derbyshire played their way to 3 figures for the loss of just 1 wicket. Madsen, however, would fall on the stroke of lunch, trapped LBW by Gleeson, the score 107 for 2. Deploy wouldn't be able to stick with his captain, the Derbyshire number 4 bowled by Gleeson, as Lancashire found some joy at the resumption of play. Alex Hughes fell for a duck, another wicket for Gleeson. And Hussain would become his 3rd wicket, trapped LBW for naught. A good Derbyshire start had given way to a bit of a collapse, Godalman standing firm as wickets fell around him. Critchley would be the man to stick with his captain, the pair helping Derbyshire past 150 as Godalman approached a century. Critchley wouldn't be there to see his captain reach the milestone, trapped LBW by Bailey for 22. Godalman's century came soon after, a single off Parkinson taking him to 3 figures. He'd guide his side to tea at 196 for 6. They'd passed 200 runs as play resumed for the evening session, but 2 wickets in as many balls saw Mahmood remove Godalman for 111 before Dahl was bowled first ball. Hudson Prentice fell to Gleeson for 18 with the score 215 for 9. But Ravi Rampal would join Kadri and the pair stuck in, Derbyshire approaching 250. They'd fall 6 runs short when Rampal departed, caught by Parkinson off the bowling of Mahmood for 14. Derbyshire all out for 244. Lancashire had 15 overs to face before play was brought to a close, and they looked to close out the day without losing any wickets. That wouldn't be the case, as Alex Davis top-edged a pull shot to bring an impressive catch from Madsen on the run. They'd finished the day on 20 for 1, the first day an even contest. Godalman had made his mark on the day with a century, giving his side the initiative in the process. But Lancashire will hope to emulate their visitors as day 2 gets underway. Bohannon hits maiden 100 as Lancashire steam into the lead. In 127 individual innings across both divisions of the County Championship on day 1, just 1 man picked up a century, Derbyshire captain Billy Godalman. That 100 proved to be a pivotal one for his side, underpinning their innings as they reached 244 all out. That put Lancashire into bat late on, and they'd made a slightly shaky start, losing Davis early on to finish the day on 20 for 1. The visitors would be unable to capitalise on that momentum, however, as rain across Manchester prevented any play until after lunch. And when it did get going, Lancashire found their feet quickly, Jennings and Bohannon playing their way past 50 without incident. Jennings would depart with the score nearing 100, bowled for 38 by Kadri. Bohannon, though, was batting well. He and Livingston enjoyed a 50 partnership off just 45 balls, as Lancashire began to accelerate ahead of the tea break, making up for the lost time. They'd reached the interval at 136 for 2, still trailing their visitors by 108, but the side batting well. The pair continued after tea, boundaries flowing from each end as Derbyshire struggled against the set batsmen. Bohannon reached his maiden first-class century as the score headed towards 200, a very special moment for the Lancashire man. The partnership flourished and passed Derbyshire's first innings score in the 73rd over, but they weren't done there. It was to be a real day to remember for Josh Bohannon, who reached 150 in the final over of the day. When Stumps was called 2 balls after that landmark moment, Lancashire were leading by 25, the score 269 for 2. Despite the frustration of an entire session lost to rain, Lancashire had made up for the lost time and taken control of the game. Bohannon's innings had been central to their Day 2 success. They'll look to increase their lead on Day 3 as they chase the victory that will tighten their stranglehold on top spot in Division 2. Lancashire sealed promotion to Division 1 with Innings' victory over Derbyshire. What a day it was for Josh Bohannon on the second day of this match. He played beautifully to bring up a maiden century, finishing the day unbeaten on 150. Liam Livingston had also batted well. His own score of 70 crucial to Lancashire's position of strength at 269 for 2, leading Derbyshire by 25. And when they did resume, Livingston would depart early, only able to add one run to his overnight total when he was caught behind off Rampall. Maxwell would be bowled off the next ball for a duck to give Rampall 2 in 2. But Bohannon and Rob Jones stemmed the flow of wickets and helped Lancashire towards 300. With 174 runs to his name, Bohannon's knock was finally brought to an end, edging a drive off Hudson Prentice to Madsen at first slip. Captain Dane Villas would see Lancashire to 300, he and Jones establishing a stubborn partnership. The skipper picked up his 1,000th run of the season in the process. He'd pick up a 50 before lunch, but wouldn't bat out the session. Looking to steer one down to third man, he'd be caught behind for 51. Lunch signalled with the fall of his wicket. Despite the wicket late in the session, Lancashire picked up where they left off. Bailey now alongside Jones, the pair continuing to find the boundary as the score reached 400. A tidy bit of fielding from Manoj Dal had Bailey run out for 26. Dahl would follow that up with the wicket of Jones, bowled for 37. There was a sense that the innings was coming to an end. Parkinson trapped LBW by Critchley to leave Lancashire with one wicket remaining. That was picked up by Dahl. Mahmood trapped LBW for 7. The home side all out for 418 with a lead of 174 runs. Derbyshire would get their second innings started in the remaining overs before tea, and that would be to their detriment as Lancashire picked up quick, early wickets. Rees was the first man to go, trapped LBW by Bailey for 6. First innings hero Billy Godalman followed, Bailey also trapping him LBW for 10. Madsen and Deploy would halt the Lancashire progress long enough to see their side through to the interval at 49 for 2. But when they returned to the middle, Bailey returned to the attack and quickly had a third, Madsen caught at second slip. Maxwell struck, Deploy the next man to edge to Livingston in the slips. Harvey Hussain helped Derbyshire regroup, striking up a partnership with Hughes to take Derbyshire into 3 figures. Maxwell would bring their 40-run partnership to an end. Hussain bowled for 12. Critchley had Parkinson pinned LBW for 1, returning the favour to the Derbyshire bowler. Maxwell then had a third, a fantastic catch from Gleeson at backwards square leg, seeing the end of Alex Hughes for 33. Hudson Prentice was on the wrong end of a good Davis throw, run out for 12. Dahl would fall, stumped by Villas off the bowling of Parkinson. Derbyshire now just 1 wicket away from defeat. Lancashire 1 good ball from promotion. And it would be a fitting end to the game. Parkinson the man to pick up the wicket as the rain began to fall in Manchester. Rampall skying a catch to Villas behind the stumps. That would be the wicket that sealed Lancashire's promotion to Division 1. They'll also seal the Division 2 title if they're victorious over Middlesex next week. Not many could argue against them being deserved champions should that be the case. Derbyshire have silverware of their own to play for. Finals day at Edgbaston beckons later this month. They'll be disappointed with their batting return on day 3. With the talent they have in their ranks, they'd have at least hoped to force their hosts to bat again.